Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on our home team. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, on the visitors' sideline, their head coach. These guys, they haven't quite figured things out yet, just 2-5 on the year. We're not... Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by the former Michigan State QB, a starter here in his rookie campaign.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might have considered that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Here's a give to Samuel. He is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Back to throw. Overton. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. On 1st and 10, it's Samuel. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of the goal. Brings up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11. Finds his man over the middle. It's Likely. 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 7.
Operating from the gun. Overton. In the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's another Saints first down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll give it to Samuel. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. This one taken in by Olave. And this carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, just not much room there to operate.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Saints are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback. Here's Stroud.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, Very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he keeps going at the pace he's at, it's going to be a dangerous team come January. And he could very well walk away with the MVP.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Throwing now is Stroud. McKinnon here, it's complete. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
Here goes Stroud again. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown! A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Saints offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. They'll begin by running here with Samuel. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down.
At the 34-yard line.
Looking to throw. Overton finds his man. That's Olave on the crossing route. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
That's another Saints 1st down. A gain of 12.
Back to throw. Overton. A short one there, caught by Likely. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
A handoff for Samuel. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Olave over the middle. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's another Saints 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now Samuel. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 2nd and 10. Another carry for the wide receiver, Samuel. Well, a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Overton. And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. Instead, it's 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now this offense about ready to take over again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that
Stroud is hit and the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Looking to put a drive together. Stroud looking to throw. That's over the middle into the hands of Noel. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter down, it's our home team with possession as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. And Stroud now to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Here's 3rd and 6. Stroud. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Stroud to throw it. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 24-yard line.
That's another first down.
Now Stroud. Over the middle, he finds Arroyo. And they get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 16-yard line.
Stroud will look to throw once more. Going underneath. Gibbs has it. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
Complete to Jahmyr Gibbs. First and goal at the
back to throw. Here's Stroud.
And
it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. In the second quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. On target to his man, Likely. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That's good for the Saints. First down. It's a gain of 10.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Pressure comes and down he goes. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Looking to throw. Overton. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And they will take over 1st and 10. The home team's offense and C.J. Stroud getting ready for this next drive. And he's putting together a very strong first half of the season. Currently the NFL's leader in touchdown passes. That's taken in by Arroyo. So from the 37, here's 2nd down and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 37.
Back to throw. Stroud to the left side, finds his receiver Noel. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
That's good for a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. And he's across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2.
2nd and 7 at the 49-yard line.
Again, it's Stroud. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Back to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
Throwing to start the drive. Overton. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6. At the 45-yard line.
Looking to throw. Overton. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. They'll set up the screen with Davis. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards. And the Saints, first down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down. They'll try the jet sweep and poke. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Overton. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. Seibert able to knock this one through. And they take a 17-14 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell us end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Throwing to start the drive. Stroud. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Over the middle, complete. That's Franklin. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Well, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down.
3 yards to go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Chase Young able to record his 5th sack of the season. So these two teams off to their locker rooms for intermission, and that means we go to Orlando. Here's Scott Hanson with our halftime report. Scott?
Okay, Brandon, thank you. We are into week 8, and we're starting to get a sense as to who are the haves and who are the have-nots. Let's get into it. Our tour around the NFL starts now. At Mile High, the Broncos at home to take on the Browns. And it's Bo Nix. He's going to look deep and find his receiver. 30-yard touchdown. The Broncos
field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's an early front runner for MVP of the NFL here in the first half of the season. As you can see, he's a league leader in passing yards at this stage of the game. A shotgun snap to Stroud. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short. But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, you've got to play each game individually. Right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Stroud. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Makes it third and 8.
From the gun on third down, here's Stroud. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. Touchdown! A great play there. With his third touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. As his guys have now moved out in front.
And that third counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without him, they're not winning this game.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. It's up and good to make it 21-17. So that drives 7 plays in length.
17.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Where this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The slot man in motion right.
43-yard line.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Looking to throw. Overton. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Back to throw. Overton under pressure, and they get to him again. Aleem McNeil able to record his 5th sack of the season. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg it. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And Parker, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. On first and 10, here's Gibbs. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Back to throw now on first down. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
That's another first down. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Gain of a yard brings up second and 9.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. He will push his way down to about the 14. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a third down at 8.
Third and 8.
Here's Stroud. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Saints again ready to go on offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs. Because even if you have to punt it in, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Took just 1 play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. They run here with Dowdle. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's another first down and what will be a gain of 21 yards.
That's another Saints first down. A gain of 21 yards. First down, Saints.
Operating from the gun, Overton. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
It's the 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Overton. And he can't escape, and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. From the gun on third down. Overton. And he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter play. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter play. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. Stroud keeps it. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Give him 2 on the play there. And it's good enough for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Throwing now is Stroud. Now he'll move it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24.
That's another first down.
Stroud working out of the gun. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Complete to Elijah Arroyo. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
On 2nd and inches, Stroud. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Lucas Van Ness. Showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking the lead. Thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste a step of performance from these ace pass rushers.
That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. Looking to throw. Stroud. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Franklin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
For a first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Another run for Gibbs here. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. But now he appears to be in some pain. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Stroud. And they're able to get get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. Stroud out of the gun here. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. In search of 8 yards on third down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Looking to throw. Stroud. He's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. That's Dorian Williams who got there for the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. Gibbs straight ahead. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for third and goal. Back to throw. Stroud. This is caught. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. Overton. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down. Operating from the gun. Overton. Downfield, and he's got Olave. And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. Time becoming a factor, down 2 scores, though they have 2 timeouts and, of course, the 2-minute warning to work with as well.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Jet sweep, here's Olave. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard.
Second and 11. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's third and long. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Saints have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Seibert on for the PAT. And the lead is down to a field goal now. 5 plays there on that drive. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. They'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And boy, having that third timeout would have really helped here.
Another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he is going to have a first down here, and that should be the one that seals a victory.
That's good for a first down.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the home team here, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.